Hello everyone, and thank you for being here on this channel, Pinned and Unfiltered. And my name is Gia, and I'm Otto's partner, the founder of the channel. And first of all, I want to say I think Otto is doing a great job. I'm very, very happy that he finally started this channel and he's talking to the right audience, he's sharing things he actually experiences. He shows his way of training, his way of thinking, and how he understands arm wrestling, which can be different. And I think it's absolutely amazing to see how much interest there is and how this community is growing. And as Otto mentioned before, he does want to combine arm wrestling and mental health, to talk more about that, to maybe find some perspectives and see some perspectives which that are hard to see for a person itself. He asked me to step in and help him with that, and honestly I think the bridge between arm wrestling and mental health is a very clear one. It is there, and that is a big one. I'm seeing this connection for the last 10 years since Otto started his arm wrestling journey. I also have been reading your comments, and I mean properly reading them. What stood out for me is that arm wrestling for many of you is not only about pulling, it is not only about winning, it is not only about results, it's about life. And many of you are not actually talking about arm wrestling in your comments, you are talking about life. And many of you said the same thing in different ways, that arm wrestling saved you, that you were in a dark place, that you were dealing with anxiety, abuse, self-doubt, things you usually don't want to talk about. And I believe that these episodes we are making together can help you understand yourselves better, because I'm absolutely sure that understanding what's going on in your head when inside you, and being able to name it, analyze it, and put words to it, helps you deal with it. And very often the feeling of I don't know why it is happening creates fear. And as we all know, fear is not our friend in arm wrestling. So fear can be very damaging to performance. So yes, many of you went through a lot, but in the end, you somehow ended up on a table. And that tells me something important. The table helps. If I tried to answer and go deep into like every psychological aspect of arm wrestling, this would be a very, very long discussion. So today I want to focus on just a few things, and to bring into your focus, maybe not just a few things, but there are things just to bring up, because I don't think many people who compete realize how strong the connection is between sports they are doing, especially we talk today about arm wrestling, and what is happening at the same time so psychologically. When Otto started arm wrestling, I think it's more than 10 years ago, my first question was a very simple one. Why would anyone do this to themselves? So I'm talking about pain, and the pain is undeniable, it's there, it can be huge, and the pain during the matches and the pain during recovery, and I'm even not talking here about injuries. So injuries can be absolutely horrific. And to understand it, I have been watching Armwrestling, him perform, him handling everything mentally, physically, going through injuries a lot. And I have been analyzing it. Over time, I came to a few answers, and I think they are interesting. We cannot discuss everything, like I said today, but the first thing what I want to point out, yes, armwrestling hurts, and this is one of my main questions, my main focus, because we all know that, but we kind of skip it all the time. So I want to talk about that pain a little bit, what I have analyzed, what I have learned. I have learned that this pain is different. This pain is chosen. This pain is controlled. This pain has rules. And psychologically, that matters a lot. And for many people dealing with anxiety, dealing with trauma, with inner chaos, pain that is chosen, structured, can actually be grounding. It pulls you out of your head into your body. It gives you something real, immediate, honest. Instead of pain being emotional, overwhelming, or confusing, it becomes physical and contained. Pain at the table does not mean you are weak. For many people, it means I am here, I'm present, and I'm still alive. So that can be incredibly, incredibly powerful for mental health. Armwrestling also gives structure, gives routine, discipline, and purpose. For someone who feels lost, anxious, or disconnected, this structure can be life-saving. So when I read in your comment saying that armwrestling saved you, I don't see exaggeration. I see people who found a way to regulate themselves, to express something that has nowhere else to go. And armwrestling is just not a sport. It's a place where a lot of battles are showing up. Understanding that does not make you weak, it makes you aware. What really stood out to me in your comments wasn't actually losing the matches. It was the way you talk about yourselves, the constant comparing, wondering why progress is slow, feeling like you should be better by now, feeling like you are stuck at novice forever. And to be honest, it's again not really about arm wrestling. That's about self-worth. Arm wrestling has a way of exposing things you might not even know you are carrying. It can be your ego, it can be your patience, your limits, your old beliefs about not being enough. In my opinion, arm wrestling is a strange sport. But yeah, it's strange because you train together, but not always, but you have trainings together, and then you're left alone, you pull alone, you lose alone. And for some people, that's empowering. For others, it can feel incredibly isolating. And the truth is, both are happening, both of those ways are happening, because we all are individuals and we all are different. I think honestly it helps mental health when it gives you a purpose, routine, and something to work towards. But it can become unhealthy when you tie your worst historic results to who you are. When pain becomes punishment, when rest feels like failure, when comparison turns into self-hate, that's not weakness, that's unresolved stuff showing up through the sport. And for a lot of you, the table became the only place where all of that can somewhere to go. So if you are watching this and you recognize yourself in any of it, you are not weak for struggling, you are not broke for progressing slowly. You are not behind because someone else is moving faster, and you are definitely not alone, even if it feels sometimes like you are. Strength isn't just about winning matches or any competition. Sometimes strength is staying. And honestly, yeah, thank you for trusting me with your stories, and that means more than you probably realize. And I would like to continue with something that might sound surprising at first, but it fits arm wrestling very, very well. And it is about self-esteem and something called self-objectification. And self-objectification means you stop experiencing yourself from the inside and start judging yourself from outside. This will more lead to the question about anxiety before matches, and I think it's a very, very important subject. It has been talked a lot on the channel and experienced a lot and also in our lives. So it is how so yes, you judge yourself from outside, and it's kind of looks like not how do I feel, what I'm learning, but how do I look compared to others? How strong am I compared to him? Where do I rank? Armwrestling is a perfect environment for this kind of thing. Your arm becomes a number, a result, a win or a loss, a comparison, and you start asking, what does this say about me? That's when self-esteem becomes tied to performance. And so for you, a good day, in a good day you feel confident and everyone can see that you're confident. But when we have bad days, our self-worth or self-esteem is dropping. Everything feels wrong and we don't have this strong energy coming out of us, and everyone can see that as well. And again, that is not a weakness, that's a human nervous system reacting to judgment. Another thing is constant monitoring, hand size, leverage, genetics, who progressed faster. You are not just training, you are measuring your worth. Self-objectification pulls you out of the experience. Instead of being in the pool, you are watching yourself from outside. That is why arm wrestling can both build confidence and destroy it. If the sport gives structure and growth, it helps, but if it becomes the way you decide whether you are enough, it hurts. Arm wrestling is an environment of evaluation. That doesn't make it bad, it just means we need to be honest about what it does to the mind. If losses hit deeper than they should, if comparison drains joy, again, you are not broken, you are just human. And in a sport that constantly pulls you outside yourself, real strength isn't just winning. Sometimes it's staying inside yourself. And anxiety before matches isn't just nerves, it is fear of judgment. Before a match, you think about who is watching, who is stronger, what this result will say about you, and self-esteem, your confidence, your self-esteem gets tied to the outcome. And this is the key moment which can destroy everything. This is where the weak legs are coming in, and because anxiety spikes at that moment, and what happens, performance drops, and then the loop begins. Anxiety lowers performance, lower self-esteem, and a lower self-esteem increases anxiety. So you are in the loop. When the loop starts, is it a day before? Normally it starts, I think, when you walk into the venue. Yes. Matches stop feeling. The match it stops feeling exciting. So the matches start to feel threatening. And again, that doesn't mean that you are weak, or it just means you're human. The goal isn't to stop caring. The goal is to separate who you are from what happens on the table. Because when self-esteem stops being on trial, performance usually improves. And one of the biggest mistakes before matches is happening. So when you're letting your self-esteem walk into the venue before you do. So the problem isn't caring about the results. The problem is when the results decide who you are. Because the moment your self-worth is on the line, your nervous system stops thinking about arm wrestling and starts thinking about survival. It means detaching an identity from the outcome. That looks like, if I lose, it means I'm weak, but you need to shift to this much tells me something about today, and if I lose, I'll be fine. It's nothing about me. My identity is not under threat. It sounds simple, but it makes a huge difference. And you are telling your brain, my value is not tested here. And when your value isn't under threat, anxiety has much, much less power over you. A lot of sportsmen and athletes think confidence comes from believing they will win. So I will win and nothing will happen. It doesn't. Confidence comes from knowing I will be okay, regardless of the result. That is what stabilizes self-esteem. And we can talk a bit about pre-match routines. We will touch the subject. There is a lot of stuff you could do, and there are loads of techniques, but the one of the things is you keep yourself inside your body. You are not watching yourself from outside. So what do I mean with that? Is you narrow your focus. So before match, reduce the world to your feet and the floor if you need to be in the venue. your breath, slow breathing, deep. And for example, one thing you could do to give a sensation to your body, yes, because your body doesn't care about the logic before match, it responds to sensations. Slow breathing, pressures your feet, touching. You could take a splash ball with you, so that is a sensation. What gives, and you are touching it, and that gives you a sensation. That gives you a feeling to be safe. This tells the body, I'm here, I'm safe, and that you are in control. This is the most important, that you are not letting your emotions, your anxiety going all over the place. Try to avoid comparison completely. No watching opponents warm up, not watching the fight ongoing, no measuring yourself. In anxiety, when you are watching yourself, you become observer, and you are the observed. So that is a split attention. And switch it to no judgments, no thoughts about how I rank, no evaluating yourself at all. This is why some feel in training unstoppable, but when the match comes, they lose their feet. So because there is judgment, and there is identity threat. In competition, it is public environment and judgmental environment, and anxiety appears not because of weakness, but because the mind thinks something important is at risk. So bringing it all together just in a short sentence: if you want better performance, you don't start with strength, you start with confidence. You start to protect it. Walking into the matches with a thought, I'm not here to prove my worth, but I'm here to experience a pull, for example. Arm wrestling is intense because it feels personal, but only becomes overwhelming when you confuse performance with identity. The strongest pullers, in my opinion, aren't fearless. They have fear, but they have learned how to keep self-worth out of the match. So they are not tying those two things together, which naturally causes your nervous system a stress, as it thinks something bad is going to happen. Now, this is shortly about this episode. I hope it gives you a thought and understanding about how it works, why anxiety is there, how to control it. Maybe this perspective what I gave today about self-worth is giving you a better understanding about what is going on. Hope this all helps. If you have more questions and more things you want to discuss, and there is also a very good thing many sportsmen are using, it's hypnotherapy, which shifts the focus already pre-fight in your subconscious. So it's kind of programming your mind to never go the way of putting your worth on the table, but just empowering your confidence. But we can take such subject for another episode if you are interested in this one, and if you find it interesting. I wish you all a good evening, as it is late today. I don't know when Otto is going to post this, and but thank you everyone for being here. Bye.